In a world filled with challenges, doubts, and setbacks, how do you find the strength to rise above it all? The Phoenix Within is an inspiring tale of resilience, faith, and transformation. Follow Maya's journey as she discovers her inner power, overcomes life-altering obstacles, and learns that true success lies not in external achievements, but in becoming the best version of herself. This story will ignite your spirit, awaken your potential, and remind you that no matter where you are today, tomorrow holds infinite possibilities. What if I told you there is a fire burning deep within you, a spark waiting to become a roaring flame? What if every failure, every heartbreak, every moment of despair was actually preparing you for something greater than you could ever imagine? Would you believe me? Would you dare to rise? Maya had always been told she wasn't enough. Growing up in a small village surrounded by towering mountains, she often felt like the world outside was too big for someone like her. Her father worked tirelessly on their farm while her mother stitched clothes late into the night, both sacrificing everything so Maya could attend school. But despite their efforts, Maya struggled. She failed exams, stumbled through presentations, and watched as her peers seemed to effortlessly excel. By the time she turned 20, Maya was convinced she'd never amount to anything. Life had thrown one challenge after another at her: financial struggles, health issues, and even the loss of her beloved grandmother, who had been her greatest source of encouragement. One rainy evening, sitting alone in her tiny room with tears streaming down her face, Maya whispered to herself, "Maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as I can go." But just then, a faint glow caught her eye. It came from an old wooden box tucked away in the corner of her room, a gift from her grandmother. Before she passed, with trembling hands, Maya opened it and sighed. She found a note written in her grandmother's elegant handwriting. Asterisk, Dear Maya, if you're reading this, it means you've hit rock bottom. And let me tell you, my dear, rock bottom is fertile ground. When life knocks you down, don't look up, look inward. There's a phoenix inside you, waiting to rise from the ashes. Trust yourself, believe in the process. You are stronger than you think. Asterisk, beneath the note lay a small, intricately carved pendant shaped like a phoenix. Maya clutched it tightly, feeling its warmth against her skin. For the first time in weeks, she allowed herself to hope. The next morning, Maya decided to take action. She didn't know exactly what she wanted or where she was headed, but she knew staying stuck wasn't an option. Inspired by her grandmother's words, she began journaling every day, pouring out her fears, dreams, and frustrations onto paper. Each entry ended with a single affirmation. Asterisk, I am capable. I am worthy. I am rising. Asterisk, her first step toward change was enrolling in a local art class. Art had always been her secret passion, though she'd never pursued it seriously. At first, her paintings were clumsy and unrefined, but slowly, she started improving. More importantly, she discovered joy in creating something beautiful out of chaos, a metaphor for her own life. One day, her instructor pulled her aside after class. Maya, he said, your work has soul. Keep going. Don't stop. Those simple words ignited a newfound determination within her. If she could create beauty on canvas, why couldn't she create beauty in her life? As Maya continued pursuing her passion, life tested her resolve. A flood destroyed much of her family's crops, leaving them struggling financially. To help out, Maya took on odd jobs, working long hours alongside her studies and art practice. Exhaustion became her constant companion, and there were days when giving up seemed easier than pushing forward. Yet, each time doubt crept in. She remembered her grandmother's pendant and whispered those 3 affirmations under her breath. Slowly, she learned to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. Every setback taught her patience, perseverance, and gratitude for the little victories along the way. Her breakthrough came unexpectedly. One of her paintings, a vibrant depiction of a phoenix rising from flames, caught the attention of a visiting art curator. Moved by its raw emotion and symbolism, the curator offered to showcase Maya's work in a prestigious gallery in the city. The gallery exhibition changed everything. People were captivated by Maya's story and her ability to transform pain into art. Offers poured in commissions, collaborations, and even a scholarship to study fine arts abroad. Yet, amidst the whirlwind of success, Maya remained grounded. She knew fame and recognition weren't the ultimate goals. They were merely reflections of her hard work and authenticity. Returning to her village years later, now a celebrated artist, Maya stood on the same mountain trail where she used to feel so small. Looking out at the horizon, she realized how far she'd come, not because of external validation, but because she had embraced her inner strength and stayed true to herself. She visited her parents' home, placing the phoenix pendant gently in her mother's hands. "This saved me," she said softly. "Grandma gave me more than a keepsake. She gave me the courage to rise." Today, Maya travels the world, sharing her story and teaching others how to find their own phoenix within. She reminds people that success isn't about perfection or avoiding failure. It's about embracing the process, learning from every experience, and trusting that we are all capable of transformation. Her final message to anyone feeling lost or defeated is simple yet profound. Asterisk, you are the phoenix. No matter how dark the night may seem, dawn will break and you will rise again. All you need to do is believe. Asterisk, as Maya's career took off, she faced a new set of challenges, one she hadn't anticipated. With success came expectations, both from others and herself. Critics began dissecting her work, comparing her to other artists, and questioning whether her rise was sustainable. Some even accused her of being a flash in the pan, someone who would fade as quickly as she emerged. At first, Maya tried to meet these expectations head-on. She worked longer hours, pushed herself harder, and sought perfection in every piece she created. But the more she chased validation, the emptier she felt. One night, after completing what she thought was her magnum opus, a sprawling mural depicting humanity as resilient, she stood back and realized it didn't resonate with her soul. It was technically flawless, but lacked the raw emotion that had once defined her art. Exhausted and disillusioned, Maya retreated to her studio, staring at the blank canvas before her. For the first time in years, she allowed herself to sit quietly without creating anything. In that stillness, she heard her grandmother's voice again, soft and steady. Asterisk, trust yourself. Believe in the process. Asterisk, it dawned on her then the weight of external expectations wasn't hers to carry. Her purpose wasn't to please everyone or prove her worth. It was to stay true to her inner fire. That realization became the turning point in her journey. Determined to reconnect with her authentic self, Maya made a bold decision. She took a sabbatical. Despite the protest of her agents and fans, she left the bustling city life behind and returned to her village. There, surrounded by nature and memories of her childhood, she rediscovered the simplicity and beauty of life. She spent her days painting freely, not for exhibitions or commissions, but purely for expression. She painted sunrises over the mountains, the laughter of children playing in the fields, and the quiet dignity of her parents working tirelessly. These pieces weren't polished or refined, they were messy, imperfect, and deeply personal. And yet, they brought her immense joy. During this time, Maya also reconnected with her community. She started teaching free art classes to local children, sharing her passion and encouraging them to express themselves fearlessly. Watching their eyes light up as they held a brush for the first time reminded her why she fell in love with art in the first place. It wasn't about fame or fortune. It was about connection and storytelling. Her students often asked her, "Did you ever feel like giving up?" Smiling gently, she replied, "Every single day. But I learned that success isn't about never falling, it's about getting back up each time you do." After months of reflection and renewal, Maya returned to the art world, but this time on her own terms. Instead of focusing solely on galleries and high-profile shows, she launched a global initiative called *Rise Together*. The program aimed to empower underprivileged communities through creativity, providing resources, mentorship, and platforms for aspiring artists around the world. Through *Rise Together*, Maya traveled to remote villages, refugee camps, and underserved neighborhoods, offering workshops and sharing her story. She encouraged participants to use art as a tool for healing, advocacy, and social change. Many of her students went on to create impactful works addressing issues like climate change, inequality, and mental health. One particular encounter stayed with her forever. In a war-torn region, she met a young girl named Amina who had lost her family in the conflict. Amina rarely spoke, her eyes clouded with sorrow. But when handed a paintbrush, something magical happened. She began painting vibrant scenes of her hometown before the war, colorful markets, bustling streets, and smiling faces. Through her art, Amina found a way to honor her past while envisioning a brighter future. Witnessing such transformations reinforced Maya's belief in the transformative power of creativity. Art wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about hope, resilience, and unity. Years passed, and Maya's influence extended far beyond the art world. Her initiatives inspired countless individuals to pursue their passions despite adversity. She became a symbol of perseverance, proving that success isn't measured by accolades, but by the positive impact we leave on the world. One day, while visiting a school in a rural area, Maya was approached by a shy boy clutching a sketchbook. "I want to be like you when I grow up," he said timidly, "but I'm scared I'll fail." Kneeling down to his level, Maya smiled warmly. "Do you see this pendant?" she asked, holding up the phoenix charm. "It reminds me that failure is part of the journey. Every time I fall, I learn something new. Every scar becomes a story. So don't be afraid to try and don't be afraid to fail. Because every time you rise, you become stronger than before." The boy nodded, his eyes shining with determination. As he walked away, Maya felt a surge of pride not just for him, but for the ripple effect her journey had created. By embracing her own struggles and sharing her story, she had ignited sparks in others, helping them find their own fires within. In her later years, Maya wrote a memoir titled The Eternal Flame chronicling her journey from a small village girl burdened by self-doubt to a global advocate for creativity and resilience. The book became a bestseller, touching hearts across generations and cultures. Readers praised its honesty, vulnerability, and unwavering optimism. Maya dedicated the final chapter of her memoir to her grandmother, whose wisdom had guided her throughout her life. "You gave me more than a pendant," she wrote. "You gave me the courage to believe in myself, even when no one else did. You taught me that rising isn't about escaping the ashes, it's about using them to fuel your flight." On the last page of the book, she included a simple yet powerful message for readers. Your story isn't written yet. No matter where you are or what you've been through, remember this: you are the phoenix. Rise, fly, inspire. Long after Maya's passing, her legacy lived on. Schools, scholarships, and community centers bore her name, serving as reminders of the transformative power of resilience and creativity. Artists inspired by her journey continued to break barriers, using their talents to drive change and uplift others. And somewhere, in a quiet corner of a library or a bustling classroom, a young dreamer picked up The Eternal Flame feeling the same spark Maya once felt. They clutched the book tightly, whispering to themselves, "If she could rise, so can I." For within each of us lies a phoenix, waiting to soar. All we need to do is embrace the fire within and trust that the sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. The phoenix within is a testament to the human spirit's boundless capacity for growth and transformation. Whether you're facing insurmountable odds or simply seeking direction, let this story remind you that your greatest strength lies within. Trust the process, honor your journey, and know that every step, even the painful ones, is leading you closer to your highest self. Rise. Fly, succeed.